come back in. I put it at the bottom of some of the outdoor demonstrations we have displayed on our technology. And I cannot wait to get outside and do this challenge. So you can see exactly what you're up against. This is my light and this is normal light in my environment every day. So you can see exactly when I tell you that in my environment, I have more light than your entire apartment. Not to be rude, but it's true. My screens are bigger than yours. My projectors are cheaper and less costing. I'm not paying $4,000 for projectors. My projectors are cheap. And I can sit here, my screens are way bigger than your screens. And my screens can pull up in fully lit environments with no problem. And you want to challenge me to a meter test? You got it. But I'm going to show you what you're up against. There's no way in the world your screen would be able to survive in this environment. You would wash out in minutes. And you're going outside. And you want to talk about the ambient light in your environment. You please give me a break. You know how bright my environments are? You wanted a challenge, you got it. Except we're going to do it on my level. And here, too easy. Out there, that's the challenge for me. I can do demonstrations in here all day. This is nothing. I can show you my screen here on a 190-degree viewing angle, and you can watch my screen in the next room. You can't do this in your demonstrations. You see how far my projector sits back? Doesn't even kiss the screen. Oh, I can't wait. On top of that, like I said, having this piece of equipment here also helps us out because now we can brag about, truly brag about how powerful our ambient light rejection technology is. Because now we can show accurate readings of how much our screens are pulling in outside and inside the house. So thank you. I gotta give you credit right there. I'd have never picked one of these bad boys up. So this is what's going to happen. I'm going to wash your screen out completely. 7 o'clock, even hours, your screen's going to wash out automatically. You won't pick up a contrast of it all. And you get a chance to see exactly how much physical light makes contact with our screen. And our screen's going to sit out there. It's going to maintain color. It's going to maintain contrast, but we're not doing any color demonstration. We're going to do contrast only. It's going to maintain its black levels perfectly. And it's going to be to do it at a record number and have it dated down. And your screen's going to wash out. So now, since I got this piece of equipment coming in, I'm going to apply for my certification for my screen. We're going to apply for the technology that we developed under Phoenix, which is that new ambient light rejection black technology gain that we developed. That screen is going to, that particular technology is going to be certified, and we'll have to back it up now. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. That's it. Let's do on this side, beta fish, LG. Beta fish, LG.
Getting that from YouTube.
Can you do this? So I know for a fact that watching this fella's demonstrations in those dark environments, trying to pull up a proper meter count, Like I said, my everyday environments that I use my screens in all day are well lit, well lit beyond your apartment. I'm at 18 feet back and I can see my screen in the next room. I can view my screen again on a 90-degree viewing angle. My screen is 148 inches high, or 140 inches altogether. So your screen's a 100 inch. This is 148, which means my screen is the top of the ceiling. 126 inch. Starfield screensaver. I would back that from a challenge. Any challenge you give me, man, I can take it on with no problem. The thing is, you can't take my challenge on, because keep in mind, anytime you give me a challenge, I'm gonna multiply it. So now you got to be outside. You didn't see that one coming, did you? Yeah, most people never do. In the morning, when the light comes through and hits the here, here, and here on this screen, do you know how much light generates in that one corner by itself? Starfield demonstration displayed. Starfield screensaver. So that's why I find when he rants about, oh, meters, and we got so many demonstrations of my screens producing images outside, it's not even funny. You see all those links down there in the comment section at the bottom and my description center? Those are all the videos, actually some of the videos I have done outside. Paint screens outside, motorized fixed screens outside, you name it, we've done it. We got it right there. If you want to talk trash, go look through my links. My links back up everything my work does. In any one of those demonstrations, you'll see down in any one of those links, a meter is the last thing we would be using because we do test our screens outside. When you're stuck in a dark environment and you have your projector in line with your meter, which we noticed that. That's why your count was jumping. That's why every time you pulled the meter away, it would drop and then it would automatically pick up because you had it sitting there right dead in front of the projector. And when the projector's lumen count went off, it hit your screen and it jumped your numbers. Cheater, that's what you do. But not today, buddy. So since you want to talk about meters, we're going to be outside. And your meter will stay far away from your projector. I don't do anything easy. And if we did the test in here, you think seriously. Now, people, look at this. Look at the light I have in my environment right now. Look at the light he uses in his apartment. I got more light in here than you have in your entire house. More light is dwelling in this environment than your entire house right now. And my screens can generate images with no problem. Gotta be careful what you ask for, man. Gotta be really careful what you ask for when it comes to me. I don't do things on a normal level. If you sat there and watched me do those demonstrations under that our Phoenix screen, those test demonstrations were brutal. You watch me go outside and do a demonstration at 7 o'clock, produce an image with no problem. 6 o'clock, produce another image outside. Watch screen back to back to back. Each one of them are pulling up outside. And for some reason, you got in your head that a meter would basically give you an advantage point over a technology. You don't even thrive in our environment. How in the world are you going to use a meter? That's the dumbest, most backwards thing I've ever heard in my entire life. So let me get this straight. We do all these crazy demonstrations outside in fully lit environments, outside, all this berserk stuff. And because you have a meter in your dark environment that you display just about every day, you feel that because you're able to pull a number up in that environment, that clearly shows that you're pulling such a high amount of light in your environment. You don't pull any light in your environment at all. So imagine what happens when that meter gets here and it sits in this room. How those numbers are going to jump. And we test our screens outside, so that thing's going to go through the roof. But like I said, I have you to thank you for that, because I would have never found out these meters existed over on Amazon. But pick one up. So now we can have a physical data report of how much light is physically making contact with the sun killer and the other technology we're developing for outside, and have all that on record. We can also show by those records where your screen will wash out completely. So I'm expecting it'll be here on the 23rd. We'll get it on the 23rd. And on the 23rd, we're going to, I think I got Dr. Meters. The Dr. Meters is actually a pretty good one. On the 23rd, we're going to display the demonstration outside. Sony 4K demonstration. Contrast.
Getting that from YouTube.
Sony 4K demonstration. Contrast.
Getting that from YouTube.
Well, I can't wait for this. I want to see exactly how much that sun killer's taking in. That's another thing too. It's not only basically like below this screw. We're going to do contrast levels and stuff like that, but we're going to do contrast only. Let's put it that way, because it just never does a contrast level. But it's more like I want to see exactly how much light our screens are physically drawn in. That's what I want to see. I'm curious about that. Really, really curious about that. Don't have an accurate reading, and this would actually help us out a lot to be able to show exactly how much light we're pushing in, because I'm curious. We use a lot of light in our demonstration, so now we have an accurate reading, which means we can actually show that look, our screens are taking in this much ambient light. Yeah, man, I should have had one of these when we did the 1,000 lumens. Now I'm gonna do that test all over again. I definitely got to do that all over again, because I got to see how much light we're pulling in at 1,000 lumens outside. That is going to be interesting to watch. Sony contrast demonstration.
Getting that from YouTube.
That is going to be interesting. I might get a couple more too. I might get some meters that I can put outside for testing, to have them out there to monitor. I might invest a little bit more into this and get a couple more of them. Oh, by the way, bro, that's how it's done. So you can see that. That's the demonstration when you were hugging the screen. That's what's on the screen. Contrast demonstration, Sony.
Getting that from YouTube.
See in the next room? This is what you were supposed to be displaying instead of sitting up there hugging your screen, trying to display a balanced contrast level, whatever the heck that was supposed to be. So we got to run it on both screens at the same time. Got to run it over here, got to run it over there. And again, your projector sits right up on top of your screen. My projectors don't. Let me show you how close my projector comes to my screen. That's it. And that's how much light makes contact with my screen at all times. And you want to challenge us on a meter test? Are you crazy? My buddy was laughing so hard on the phone. He said, hey, he lost his marbles. Have you seen some of them crazy demonstrations you do outside? He wants to test you on a meter test for how much light contact with the screen. Yeah, you lost your mind, man. You're okay. You asked for it. Blow your screen. Clean out the water, man. Again. God gracious. Man, you don't learn anything. Heck yeah, we're going to do that meter test outside. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna do a couple more tests. We're gonna do some more tests with that meter too, because I want to see exactly where we lay at when we're actually testing screens outside. Now I'm curious, like how much light our screen's actually drawing in. So I gotta see this. Especially we did this at 1,000 lumens, mind you, all our screens. When you think about this, all our technology under Novas, we're pulling images up outside at 1,000 lumens at 13 feet back. So now I'm curious to see exactly how much light we had out there physically. Oh man, this is gonna be great. Yeah, thank you so much, man. This is gonna be bragging right through the roof. Matter of fact, I'm gonna have to put a second page on the website just basically showing off how much our screens are taking in. Thank you so much. I'm gonna be submitting this to a lot of freaking sites. I told you we're working on getting our ambient light rejection technology certified. This is perfect. I think I need to actually do some more research on these meters. Yeah. I know he's home right now, regretting what he just did, didn't he? He's regretting it. He gotta be regretting it. He gotta go outside. He has to go outside and he has to pull a contrast level outside. And he's probably gonna say, no, that has nothing to do with it, so and so and so. Look, man, if you're coming along, you want to challenge me in this whole meter thing, then I have every right to basically throw something your way too. And I'm part of that. I want you outside on a Starfield demonstration. Don't back down from it. No excuses, no hugging the screen, none of that dumb nonsense. Do the demonstration 16 feet back. I don't want your screen sitting in the shade, none of that nonsense. I want it out in the open so we can see all that light making contact. There should be no shadows anywhere in that environment. Do it right. Don't have your meters sitting in front of the project. None of that at all. Period. Oh, and by the way, you have to understand, even if your screen hits, it's supposed to hit all that light, your screen still has to maintain the image. Did you know that? Let me tell you something about the meter test you don't know about. If your screen fades, it fails. The whole purpose of a meter test is to see exactly how much ambient light is making contact with the screen and how much the screen is taking in. The screen still is going to have to maintain its level at the exact same time, which means it can't fade, it can't wash out. That's the whole purpose behind ambient light rejection technology, is to design a screen that can absorb ambient light in the environment and still maintain its image without washing out or fading. That's the guarantee behind that technology. So guess what, buddy boy? When you do a meter test like that to show how much ambient light makes contact with your screen, you have to display those contrast levels. You can't just go skip and do colors because you feel they're going to produce better images. You have to show everything, and you have to display contrast, which is one of the things that you have been fighting the most to stay away from. Well, not today. So your screen's going to have to be in the challenge. Maintain a dark contrast level without washing out and taking that ambient light. Because I don't want to hear, oh, well, I can still see a little bit of the picture. No. Corner to corner has to be displayed. No faded spots anywhere on the screen. Corner to corner. That's a perfect test right there. That's a perfect meter test. You can display all that light making contact with your screen and still maintain a corner to corner image. I don't want to see a image here and all this washed out here, because that's not acceptable. You can't sit there and say to your customers, oh, because we got a little bit of image here and we can still technically see it, even though all this is washed out. No, that's a fail, buddy. Corner to corner, you have to display. That's how we do it over here. If you're going to say that you do our tests and we don't do any tests and demonstrations, whatever nonsense you see over there, we don't do our stuff properly, then you can basically follow our guidelines. If you can't follow the guidelines, you want to bail out, then your product is what it is. See, corner to corner, I can maintain red. And I can put any certified screen I have in my kitchen drawer against this technology, it'll fail. We'll get to that next. Because now, after we've done this meter test, I got a few things for you to do. So I think you ought to, I'm gonna give you a list of all the certified screens we have in that kitchen drawer, and I want you to do these tests right here. No excuses, and don't hug the screen, for goodness sakes. That's the saddest display I've ever seen in my life. Look at that, see? See that screen can produce red and all that light without fading and washing out? That's what you gotta do. Panasonic 4K. Panasonic 4K.
Getting that from YouTube.
You have to be in a fully lit environment. You're going to talk about challenges and all that stuff, man. You're going to have to do it. We don't do things. We don't do things on a weak level. We never have. I've never done things on a weaker level. What point would it be to be sitting in some dark environment showing off a meter? For what? That meter's supposed to be displayed in a lit environment. And you're supposed to be displaying contrast levels, which, like I said, you're not displaying enough of. I have your product here called My Mix. I know how it's going to produce. Panasonic 4K demonstration. Oh, it's not even Panasonic.
Getting that from YouTube.
Way off on that one, but still picked up. I bet you that when I'm done with you outside, I'm gonna take you inside. We're gonna do a demonstration on my screen right here. And I guarantee you that my screen is pouring, this environment right here is pouring in more light than your living room right now. But he was laughing, he's challenging you in ambient light environments? Yeah, you lost your mind, buddy. This is what I do. This is my field. This is why I play. Let's go switch over to the screen. Football highlights. Football highlights.
Getting that from YouTube.
And then you just saw DeMarcus Robinson. And then you just saw DeMarcus Robinson. And a very good offensive line.
Yeah, my technology, this is the old technology, these are 17s. None of this, I haven't painted my screens yet. So these are 17s right now, Novas. If my screen was so dark you wouldn't see it, it would be virtually impossible that you would be able to see the screen with this much light in the environment. All right, people, how to go? Jamie, I'll see you outside. My meter's going to be on here Friday the 23rd. We're going to be outside. Contrast demonstration only. You will display a star field demonstration and an OLED fish outside. Your screen must be to take on at 16 feet. All that light outside and still maintain an image from corner to corner. Corner to corner, which means I don't want to see any fade, no washout, nothing at all. You don't get a chance to use your bright color magic tricks no more. You're going to be outside. Contrast only. All right, people. Got to go. Get a chance. Check out the links below. And if Crow, you need to educate yourself on how we do things, feel free to look through all those links at the bottom and check out our many, many, many demonstrations outside. All right. Got to go. And God bless.